the question we're all wondering, are we on the internet?
Go ahead, Sam. Just go ahead and make us cry. That's fine. It's fine. I've been crying since Thursday. Just don't worry about it.
Just go ahead and get it over with.
Just wanted to see my husband again.
Oh, boy. Tonight, the Mighty Nine get the scoop on Luxon. Luxon. Reunite not with her husband and check in with each other after that game-changing moment. We'll break it all down with Matthew Mercer, Sam Riegel. You went with that, huh?
Shaka.
All that and more tonight on Talks Machina. Save us. Welcome back. We have a few announcements. In case you missed today's episode of Travis Willingham's Yeehaw Game Ranch,
You missed out.
Brittany Wallach-Key made her debut on the show. You got to check it out. It's going to be on YouTube on Thursday. You can also catch the show live every other Tuesday, swapping with Mame Drop at 4 p.m. Pacific. Mame Drop's a great show. Taliesin Jaffe hosts that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed he does.
Tomorrow, the season finale of Pub Draw featuring Matthew Mercer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's the thing that happened. I used to once upon a time.
The man can draw, and you will see tomorrow the man can draw.
Temper your expectations, please.
Yeah, I mean, temper your expectations, but he can draw. You know, if you put a drawing of something that he did next to one of mine, you would definitely say that.
Okay, yeah, in that context, yes, I am a fantastic artist.
So that should be everyone's expectations, is that you're that good. 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv. I don't want to rip the jacket as Lash.
Oh no,
Critical
does that mean you
Role.
can't dab tonight?
No, I can't. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I was just kidding. As a reminder, many of our shows, including Talks Machina and Critical Role, are available in a podcast format. This show.
What? Wait, this show you can actually get podcasts?
Yes, dude.
I didn't actually know that.
Next week. Next week on Tuesday. Next week on Tuesday, people will be listening to this as a podcast.
Wow.
Us talking about it as a podcast.
They're probably listening right now.
They are.
Wow.
They're not listening right now, they're listening next week, but they're also listening right now. iTunes, Google, Spotify, look for the black Critical Role logo after searching in your favorite podcasting app. Check out critroll.com, not criticalrole.com yet. /FAQ for more details. Folks at home, we have 9 days left on our Kickstarter
Oh my goodness.
campaign for the Legend of Vox Machina animated series. We have a pretty fun surprise for everyone to close out the campaign that we've been working on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is over here.
Yeah, these are the scenes.
It can also be over there.
But that actually does count as also
This
behind
can
the
also
scenes.
be a scene.
There's a lot of scenes and a lot of behind them.
Yeah. Far behind here is our mouth-breathing crew. The mics pick up a lot of the purring. We're going to make an announcement soon regarding that special surprise for the end of the Kickstarter campaign, so keep an eye on our social media accounts this week. Why are you laughing, Max? Because of the way I said social media like a douchebag? Is that why you're laughing?
Can I make an announcement?
Let me finish mine.
Oh, Jesus.
You can join our campaign at critroll.com.
Stop.
This is good.
That was an X.
That was a sonic boom is what that
an
was.
X.
I'm loopy because Max gave me his vape pen right before the show started and said, hit this. What?
My announcement for the Critical Role animated campaign, critroll.com/animated, for the Kickstarter campaign, I don't know that I'm authorized to make this announcement, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Please, that's what this show is for. Breaking rules, saying F you.
We don't have any more stretch goals. There are no more stretch goals.
Yeah.
Except there is one.
There is one, Sam? What is it?
There's a secret stretch goal.
Are you out of your goddamn
And
mind?
I'm totally serious about it. If we hit 10...
$10 million?
I know.
It's at 9.2 right now, Max. Is that correct? 9.2? Travis
said that he would let us film him in a haunted house. Yeah. It's a soft stretch goal. It's not going to be on the Kickstarter website, but this is a soft stretch goal.
That's the content we all
10
need right
million.
now, to be honest.
Travis goes in a haunted house.
2 years ago, if you would have said to me,
receipts on this.
2 years ago, if
I have a text that confirms that.
Okay,
that is
you need to
legally binding.
save that
Yeah,
text.
if you would have said to me 2 years ago, what would it take to live stream Travis Willingham going through a haunted house, I would say $10 million.
And you would have been right.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys, I've been to Halloween Horror Nights with him.
Same. It's the best.
It is, to be able to share that with the world.
It's a beautiful
And
thing.
we're not even saying how long the live stream is going to be, how big the haunted house is going to be.
Yeah.
It could be haunted neighborhood. We could go through a series. It could be days. We could take him out for weeks.
Yeah.
Like a full-on experience.
Yep.
Horror LARPing.
Oh God, horror LARPing.
You guys don't understand. There's nothing quite like it. It's unbridled, pure human terror. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. You really can get up there.
It's beautiful.
Your guys' amazing generosity has inspired a lot of really interesting meetings where we are now thinking of things to do for these stretch goals, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's the worst thing we could do to Travis?
I mean,
Wait a
This has
second.
been his dream for so long.
Yeah, it has.
And now we're gonna make him go through his nightmare.
That's right.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what friends are for. Yeah.
That's what true friends are for. That's what this kind of friends are for.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that sounds pretty crazy, and that's legit.
It's legit.
Okay. All right. It's on videotape.
You can count on Sam Riegel to always be telling you like it is. With the serious dope, I got nothing here.
What the fuck? Without
Campaign
further
manager,
ado,
you have to follow through on these.
let us
things.
discuss episode 57 of Critical Role Campaign 2, In Love and War. I got you. Hey guys, you're my pals.
Yep.
Do you know who else is my pals?
No.
Do you know who else are my pals?
That dog over there.
That dog over there is a sleepy boy. Oh no, I put his bed too far away. I'll fix it during GIF of the week. I promise you. The people at home, don't tweet me. Do you know who else my friends are?
Who?
Crit Roll Stats.
Oh, they're the best.
They are friends.
They're better
to us
than
all.
you. They're better than
They're way better than me. Are you kidding? I don't deserve to read this off of this generic tablet. All of the events from herding demons and bugbear hovels.
Hovel.
Yeah, hovel.
You both said something different.
Hovel. It's a hovel.
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to him.
Hovel.
This is the guy who thinks that sigil is a word. Sigil.
So I don't know how many people.
Sigil is a word.
I don't know how many people at home know this, but our fantastic friends at D&D Beyond had Matt and Marisha record the names of the monsters and the different races and stuff.
I learned a lot.
If you go into the player's handbook or the monster manual or whatever, it tells you how to pronounce it.
Oh, really?
So sometimes at night when I'm in bed and I get lonely because Ashley's been gone until now, and I'll have my phone up and I'll press Matt going, Arakokra. Oh yeah, do it again. Arakokra.
You should listen to how I say Tarask and put a little extra stank on that one. I was
How do
excited.
How do you do it?
Tarask. Like I'm caressing
One more
that
time,
one.
right into this camera right here, please, sir.
Tarask. Yeah, it's basically like that. But no, it's Hovel.
It's
So
hovel.
read it.
It's definitely
Read it
hovel.
again.
All of the events from hunting demons, quiet Sam, and bugbear hovels
Thank you.
Yeah, it is
Couldn't
Hovel.
even do it.
to settling into Rosona
Rossona, yeah.
as heroes of the dynasty took place in a single day.
Oh, wow.
Horaceol 19.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You guys needed to sleep bad at the end of all that.
Yeah, for sure. We did, and sleep we did.
That you did. You
Yeah.
had to cuddle your husband.
How
He
cool.
cuddled me.
That's true, yeah.
So much art. So much beautiful art.
Yeah.
Quick question. Little
Yes, Dan.
spoon or big spoon?
Little spoon or big spoon? I think probably when she was a halfling, she was the little spoon, but now that she's not the brave, I think she's the big spoon.
Aww.
Yeah, probably. But that night, I think he was the big spoon just because you're the one who laid down before he did, and
That's
he came
true.
and joined you.
That's true. That's
But
true.
usually
going
how
forward,
this-
he's
Going
the one
forward, he's
Yeah.
going to be little spoon.
Probably.
Yeah. In her time with the Nine, Knot has killed 45 creatures and earned almost 2,300 gold on her own.
Wow.
How about that?
She is a woman to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
That's true.
She's a woman to be reckoned with, too.
Oh,
Jeez.
shkadunk, a shkadunk.
That was a joke for Arsqueef. We've been introduced to 722 NPCs in this campaign.
Holy
alone.
shit, are you serious?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh my god, what's wrong with me?
You have a lot to say. You have a lot of voices to get out.
I have issues apparently,
That's
and
a lot.
it's a lot of. I don't know.
Every one of them distinct in their own way, though, I will say.
Wait, there's only been 50-something episodes.
Yeah.
57.
But you
That's a
have to think
lot.
about people that are mentioned, people that are actually met, people that are referenced, right? I
Yeah,
think that
passing
probably
people on the
passing
street that you
people
ask
on
a
the street.
question to.
Dozens per episode.
Dozens per episode.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
You're
what you,
amazing.
that's what you guys make me do. It's what the paces you put
That
me through on
includes
a weekly
enemies,
basis.
right? That includes
Yeah,
enemies.
yeah.
So like a
But
bunch of...
any character that's not a player, I imagine that's what they're counting in.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
understand. Wow, it's crazy. Our first question of the night, as tradition when you're on the show, Sam, goes to Matt. It's from the Faceless Evil.
Faceless evil, yes.
Matt, are you generally forgiving when it comes to the players forgetting about pets/mounts, or will there be consequences for overlooking the animals?
I think to a certain extent I'm forgiving because it's a game you play for fun, and it's not necessarily fun if part of being caught up in the story and the adventure is having to worry about every single moment they do something cool, they're going to kill their pet. But there is a level of negligence that that will
agree.
come into play. Like
I just disagree fundamentally.
Do you?
If you can't this is what I was told as a child. Okay, you can have a dog, but you're gonna have to take care of it. If Laura Bailey can't take care of her dog, her imaginary dog with her imagination, she should not be able to have that dog.
I mean, I
Okay,
kind of
cool. Then
understand.
kill it.
Oh, I can't do that to Laura or the dog.
And you think why I can? So much easier for me. Like, no, okay?
Okay, I see your point. I see your point.
If it's a scenario where because of her choices she puts a pet in danger intentionally, or it's a scenario where it would come into play and there's a failure to maintain its safety, then yes. But more often than not, if it comes down to saying, is it more fun if this happens?
Yeah, okay.
And if it's more fun for the player for me to create that challenge constantly, then yes. But with Laura, unless she's really doing some moves that consciously would put her pets in danger and it makes an interesting choice that is fun all around, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I don't want to be too much of a stickler and
Right.
sit on her good
Most
time.
situations, being faced with the potential of you accidentally killing your dog isn't fun.
Right. So I'm going to savor those for when it's right for the narrative. So it's a special event should it occur.
Can a find familiar be permanently killed or no?
Familiars, because of the nature of their kind of like fake connection, they're intentionally not supposed to be permanently killable. They revert to their home dimension, and then
That's probably good, because I have this terrible, awful theory that keeps me up at night. It's why I have to listen to you saying Aarakocra of Travis, because you know how deathly allergic Travis is to cats?
Yep.
I feel like I've thought for a while there he was going to play the long game with Frumpkin, and then
Oh, wow.
it could Maybe.
Well, he is. We know that he is secretly evil.
We do know
he's
that.
the big bad of the campaign.
Secretly British too. Secretly British. What's worse? Let's let the people decide. While you answer this question, Sam, from Mark Schock. Was it a real fear for you, as well as not, that Yeza was going to reject her? How are you and not feeling about it now that he's accepted her?
It was definitely a real concern for me and for Not that Yeza would be horrified by her appearance, taken aback, treat her like the monster that she is. But, because I don't know what Matt's going to do. Matt has the power to lift us up or break our hearts in an instant. And if Yeza had rejected her, it would have, I don't know what the consequences would have been. It might have redoubled her efforts to get this sort of curse off of her, or it might have plunged her into a relentless depression that consumed her. But Matt, being a good man and a good friend and a great scene partner, he made Yeza an accepting sort, and I'm thrilled. And now I get to explore what the next step is for her and her husband now that they're at least temporarily together.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
It was a great scene. It was a great day. It was great. It was wonderful.
Are you going to be instigating a lot of sex scenes now that you guys are back together, just to make Matt have to act those out with you?
It seems like Laura wants us to instigate a lot of sex scenes. She was really goading that on.
Yeah,
I did feel like that. Yeah.
I don't know that I would, in real life, real Sam would love to knock boots with Matt Mercer in real life.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the game,
Get in line, pal.
in the game while everyone's watching, we're footsying. In the game, probably won't go for too many cross-species graphic sex scenes.
Oh, man.
Although, I gotta be honest, I feel like we would make a great graphic sex scene together.
How many is too many, though, in your opinion?
More than 6.
Okay. We're at episode 57. I say we could sneak in 5 before the campaign's over, and I'd be happy.
Matt is so good. I trust him so much. I bet we could have a meaningful goblin halfling sexual session together, like just describing it, where the characters are giving and taking, honoring each other's pleasure, just being there for each other in any sort of position that they feel is the right.
The Kern battle was epic from campaign 1.
Oh yeah,
this
just
would be
any
a
whatever
one-on-one
this
duel.
is.
I'm still in the building, Regal.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Liam, I'm so sorry.
Supposed to hear that, Liam.
Liam, you were not supposed to hear that.
This is gonna be so awkward later at bedtime tonight.
I thought he left. Oh, Matt.
He told me he didn't watch this show. Oh no.
Do you know what's happening in the bathroom right now? He's just like David Cross in Arrested Development. He's showering with his jean shorts on, crying. Ugly crying. No. Matt, Jordan James Meyer wants to know.
What's up, Jordan James?
Don't ever give us your full name, Jordan. How much of this last episode had to be generated on the spot, given the unexpected decision 2 weeks ago?
A fair amount. I had thought what would happen, based on that communication between them and the Bright Queen. Prepared some bullet points of information based on what they asked, and then based on how they handled the scenario with Yeza. I'd say an average amount of it was improvised. Some of it was kind of acquiescing to the requests that you guys made previously in freeing Yeza, but then also the sequence with meeting him, most of that was improvised, and the scene with Not was improvised. And then, where you guys go next, and
I don't know where we go next.
I have to look back at my notes entirely because every session's kind of a blur. But that session had probably a few varying paths that I kind of loosely prepared, and you guys hit some of it, and then some of it was a lot of conversational improvisation and interactions. So it wasn't any more than usual. But that's because I had 2 weeks to prepare.
I love episodes like that where it's mostly RP and character stuff. It's really thrilling for me, for all of us as actors, I think, to do. My kids do not like them.
Really?
Because I tell them what happens. I come home and they're like, tell me, well, not that night, but the next day they're like, what happened? And I'm like, well, we talked a lot and a husband and wife spooned on the floor. And they're like, that's it? That's the
But were they excited
story?
that it was you, that it was your husband?
Yes, they were actually very excited.
Reunited, you know?
Yeah, and my daughter was asking, like, does Yeza think Nod is ugly? And I was like, no, he's okay with it. And she's like, oh, good.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's amazing. Sam,
Yo.
Quirky Corvid asks, how did Not feel being called Veth by the Mighty Nine? When her backstory first came out, she indicated she wanted to still be called Not, but obviously with her husband back, everyone has been using Veth. Will she continue now with Veth or go back to Not?
I really have made this complicated for myself. But I think she is okay, obviously, with her husband calling her by her given name of Veth. But I think as long as she's in that body, she's going to consider herself not fully who how she thinks of herself, and probably will still go by the name Not.
Yeah.
For the time being, I think. I don't know. I think she's gone through a lot lately where she's had to rethink her perspective on things. You know, she's met some goblins who aren't the worst. She realized that her husband was not going to just straight up reject her on sight. She realized that they can do maybe some good in the world, and it's like things are changing. She's having to reevaluate constantly, so that could change.
Was there a chance that he could have rejected her?
I don't think there was a chance he would have rejected her outside of an extremely aggressive meeting. Like if you had just like tackled him screaming with teeth bared, maybe then it would have been a much harsher. Yeah. But
That would have been cool.
but most likely not. Like the relationship, the way based on what we've discussed for your backstory and kind of how I interpreted Yeza as a character in the dynamic of your guys' relationship, you know, with enough kind of easing him into the circumstance, just to kind of wrap his head around it. Yeah, I don't think there was much chance of him rejecting you.
Cool.
Just like you and me in real life.
I know. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a simple rural man who has a knack for alchemy and met the love of his life.
She has a knack for alcohol.
Yeah. Given her circumstance.
Big time.
Yep.
Yeah. Matt, actually, 283 Elise says, you mentioned on Twitter that episode 56 could have resulted in a TPK depending on party actions.
Oof.
Could you elaborate on what would have led to that?
What? What?
TPK.
Oh, you don't know what TPK means?
No, I do, but you said that?
I didn't mean like it would have been like,
He said he was hoping
campaign
it
over.
was.
Yeah. No, there were many different avenues based on what went down and the roles that were made. I didn't expect the conversation to go quite so south so quickly. And so I'd kind of thought about the opportunities where if you guys had been pulled out of the throne room and then there was a journey of getting you to the actual prison, there could have been multiple opportunities of you guys to try and escape from their grasp. Or once you arrived there and you guys were thrown in prison, you know, there was a chamber nearby where they would begin to empty out the contents of all your things and asking you what certain things were, kind of as an interrogation.
Shit.
And there would have been possibly some opportunities there to
By tripod.
to persuade or magically influence characters. Like I didn't want it to be like, well, either this happens or campaign's over. It's not fun for you to just tell players, well, you made a poor choice, now you're all dead. Like you want the story to keep rolling, and I thought that there would be some opportunities, even if things went really badly, that they could have then broken away, and then they would have had, the whole dynasty essentially after you as these escaped convicts.
Yikes.
And like that would have been a whole interesting thread of you guys having to escape the city under the cover of the manhunt, and then having to make your way back through Jorhas or wherever else your means of escape were to get back to the Empire. And now you had like elements of both, that were kind of looking for you possibly, depending on what you've done, or you side with the Empire to go then against Jorhas. Like I had a lot of these kind of loose ideas of where it can go and some possible avenues that I could kind of throw in there. based on what happened. The only way it could have gone to a straight TPK is if the party somehow did nothing, accepted their fate, and just went like, okay, well, we'll let them do their thing, and then now we're in here, now we're in prison, now they're interrogating us, and then we're not going to do anything else, and we're not going to try and escape, and then we're considered traitors of war, and we're going to be executed, and we're just going to accept it, and then we get executed. And I don't think that would have happened, because it's not the nature of the players necessarily.
A little anticlimactic.
Yeah, like they would have, like, you know, any heroes doing a story still fight for their life, and it would have been difficult, and they may have lost, a person or more in the escape if it went really poorly. I don't know. Like, these are all kind of loose ideas that I kind of kept in the back of my head in case those things happened. And what happened was a possibility that I was considering, but I also know players are very stingy with magical artifacts. And I was like, I don't know if they're gonna to pull out that ace in the hole, but if they do, it'll make a big shift, and then that's what they did. And it ended up being a very, very good dynamic and a shift to the story. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what happens now at all. I don't know who's right, who's wrong. I don't know what side we're on. I don't know how we figure that out. It's
fascinating. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I think some things will be made clear pretty soon.
Maybe.
Yeah, the direction this thing seems to be going in. Do you know what is clear?
What?
Our winner of GIF of the Week.
Awful, Brian.
Pull that boy closer to you.
All right, hang on a sec, everyone. Get him over here on right.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Come here, big boy.
Oh, he's a good boy. And there he is.
Hey, Max, can you fetch the pineapple? There you go. What? Our winner, is that code? It's code for pineapple. Our winner for Campaign 2, Episode 57, was sent in by Hungry Muffin Studio.
Hungry Muffin Studio.
At Hungry_Muffin. Let's take a look.
He's waiting outside. I'm just coming in because things are a little different than they were before.
That's amazing.
That is incredible.
Well done. Great
Pretty
splice.
good.
Wow.
That's a good reveal.
Hey, honey. Don't mean to spook you, but looking a little different than you remember.
That is incredible.
Have you brought the pineapple? Oh, thank you.
Oh, you threw it at the
Marisha
dog.
delivered
okay.
a pineapple poorly. But she
Man,
did
the whole
deliver it.
squad's still here.
I'm a bad PA.
Oh, it's fine. It's a pineapple, Steve. I don't know, get your mind out of the gutter. He likes it. Congrats to you, Hungry Muffin. You have won this. Gorgeous. It smells good. Cobalt Soul Journal. New Greg. Steve.
Yep, still got it.
New Greg. Steve. All right. Check this out.
Check this out.
Oh my God, this one has writing in it. Anyway,
Oh, is that one still mine?
this is a prop for something. We've got lined pages in the back. Grid.
For your
New
maps.
Greg.
For your maps.
Steve. New Greg. Sam. Oh, I said Sam, Zach. It's okay, we'll practice some more. Everyone's gonna stay till midnight. Everyone's gonna stay till midnight. Everyone's gonna stay till midnight.
No.
These are available at shop.critroll.com and shop.critroll.uk. Moving on. I moved the ribbons.
Did you mess up my book?
Everything's fine. Is that one yours?
I think so. Does it have big hearts in it that say John Constantine?
Probably.
Then that one's mine.
Sam. Sunglazes. You've explained how becoming a goblin twisted Knott's personality, but around Yeza, she seems more like her old self. Ooh. Is this because his presence helps ground her, or is she just making an extra effort to seem unchanged?
Do you remember to talk about the notebook, right?
Jesus Christ!
Everybody is here.
Taliesin,
Talk about the
we
notebook?
just
Everybody's
talked
here.
about the notebook.
Because I didn't see the notebook. You talked about the notebook.
I gave it away for GIF of the Week.
did you talk about it?
I talked
You're
about
not
it.
on
I smelled
camera.
it. We
If you're
showed
not
it to
on
new
camera
Greg.
and
We
you're
showed
not
it to
mic'd, there you
Steve.
are.
We showed it to old Greg.
Yeah. No, okay. Good. As long as that's good.
No, it's fine. Thank
right.
you, Taliesin.
No, I just wanted to make
You actually look really nice in that light.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just bring us some of that cake you're baking out there whenever
I
it's
just want to make sure
done.
you know how to do your job.
Yeah, no, I don't, but
Yeah, you'll get there.
thank God.
Thank you, buddy.
Bye.
So many quality control people here. Yeah, go get him.
Someone's gonna step in, so
Yep.
I'm glad that worked out. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
I don't remember the question. It was about Yeza grounding Not, I think.
Does being around Yeza, because she seems like her old self, is it his presence, or is she just making an effort
You
to
know,
seem
it's been a long time since she's been herself in any sort of normal way, and that was the first time in a long time. Well, when she was with her son briefly, that was a little moment, a glimpse. But yeah, she's with the love of her life, and it definitely reminds her who she was. It's a little reminder of the life that she once had, and what it's all for, why she's doing this, why she's on this path, and why she's hooked up with these Mighty Nine to get back to that place. And now she has a little reminder of what home looks like and feels like, and I think that's inspirational for her. And I hope it works out, that she finds her way home somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner than later. I don't know, guys.
You might have to come up with a new character.
For sure, if she gets what she wants. I don't know.
She a revenant?
What?
Never mind. Question was above his pay grade, Matt.
Yeah, it's okay.
Matt and Sam. This question comes from, and I'm told this is how it's pronounced, Borgavino.
Oh, I like it.
Yeza is so wonderful. Did Sam come up with the personality traits, or did Matt, or was it a joint effort?
Mostly Matt. I wrote out a bio. I described their relationship. I described how they met, how they fell in love, what he did. But I didn't say like,
You didn't really give any personality.
he's jokey or he's a nerd. I think a lot of it was just gleaned from description and the way.
From the way that you explained their briefly described their dynamic, and then I just kind of built from there and was like, it makes sense, based on the time they've spent together, kind of the raising a child together, and the kind of the simpler life of Felderwin, and then just made it up from there.
Yeah, and I think you took Veth/Not's personality as like what would work with that? Like what kind of person would make this a pair, a duo? And that was Marisha.
Nice one, Marisha.
Marisha making
As silent. Yeah, I
good.
know. I heard it
This is
too.
happening.
That's what happens
Guys,
when you can't
can
open
we
or shut a door
agree that
quietly.
the cast will go home before talks next
I would
time?
love for that to be the case. If you're not on the show, just go home, be with your families,
Have a life.
Have a life.
Jesus.
You don't need to be out
We're
here.
trying to do a show here.
Yeah, come outside and Travis is on his knees scrubbing the floorboards in the.
Good God.
Anyway, did you get to answer your question before,
I don't
Marisha?
know. I don't know, but whatever Matt did with Yeza was aces.
Yeah, Matt,
so good.
any thoughts there?
And like a lot of these characters, you just kind of take what elements you have and then create the space for what makes sense. And the way I envision the relationship and the dynamic and kind of what I felt was the right progression for this meeting, that was kind of where Yeza was born out of. I would hate to think that they would sacrifice so much and her have been through so much, and then to come and go across what is perceived by them as one of the most dangerous places in the world, for him to be just an asshole at the end of it.
That would have been funny, though.
Would have been funny, would have been awful.
It would have been awful.
And I don't want to tell that story.
What's better though, funny or awful?
You know which side of the coin I fall on?
I
No,
know.
no, it was perfect. What you did was
Yeah, it
perfect.
was.
Yeah, and and there's enough darkness and tragedy and difficulty in the world and the stories you guys are playing through. You need to pick moments of light. You need to pick things to fight for. You need to introduce elements that give each character, a glimmer to carry them through those difficult points. Mm-hmm. And for Not, really honestly, with everything she's been through, that one glimmer is her family. And I just wanted to play true to that. So
You did good.
Cool.
You did very good. Dan Gordon has a question for you, Matt.
Yes,
What
Dan.
was your inspiration for the lore behind Luxon? Was it entirely homebrew, or did you take some inspiration from other gods in the D&D pantheon?
No,
Max, are you? What kind of a fucking show? Chris Willamot's gonna drive his car through the goddamn wall in a second and go, "My bad, gang." It's all the time we. Matt, I apologize for senior producer. I know it doesn't seem like something a senior producer would do, leave his phone on the loudest setting possible in the middle of one of.
2 laptops and a phone. I know, it's hard.
I know, but you're back there like it looks like you guys can't see us, but it looks like fucking swordfish back there. He's Matt, please.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Question
Luxon,
that one.
Yeah.
No, that was homebrew, kind of based on when I was building out the lore of, like initially I had some designs and ideas for Wildmount long ago, and that was kind of what I kind of kept in this far distant, like, oh, if we ever do another campaign, I'll probably have it here, and it'd be kind of fun to mess with these elements and retool these things in D&D that I think need some little bit retooling. But the Luxon inspiration came heavily during actually me and Marisha's honeymoon, where I began to really get into this very heavy mindset of creating Dunamancy and kind of how that fits in the world and where it would fit into the story and how that would fit in with building out the Korean dynasty and kind of the Drow society. And yeah, that all was born out of that creative process. And don't want to go too much into things because you guys are only still finding out elements and things as you go, and there's a lot more that may or may not ever be discovered. But
About your honeymoon?
yeah, well,
Did I beat you to it, Sam?
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. Good joke.
but yeah, so it's predominantly homebrew, and a lot of that in Dunamancy are based out of just a general love of like metaphysics and astrophysics and quantum physics and things that are touched on in elements of magic, but to me like
Much deeper level, that you're looking
well,
at. Yeah.
I love theoretical physics around like time and gravity and entropy and all these different themes that I wanted to explore specifically with this type of magic. And
You would love Travis Willingham's Game Ranch.
it's going to places
Some of that
like
lore is getting
Deep lore.
pretty interesting.
it's kind of the one thing I'm invested in right now outside of our own
on the
outside of
channel.
Critical Role.
What's going to be revealed next time?
Yeah.
Or today.
We did a heavy dump. People are going to need to probably transcript it if you can and really dive deep.
Am I gonna have to do yeehaw recaps?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's definitely something we should bring up to the committee.
Yeah.
Carl's going to be proud of you guys.
I hope so. Sam, Leskenobian wants to know. Now this question's a little long. If you just want to read it on the screen while I
my
read
God.
it to
That
Matt,
is
then go ahead.
7-point font.
When introducing the Nine to her husband, Na was quick to hush Jester when she said Caleb was like a son to her. She also hasn't been putting him on a pedestal as much since Felderwin, when she reunited with Luke. Does not still consider Caleb to be like a son to her? Do you think their friendship might be healthier if they're more equal and honest with each other?
Great question, Leskenobian. I think, like with many things with Not, her relationship with Caleb has been changing and in flux. And when the Mighty Nine first came upon them, it was very much a mother-son protection sort of scheme scenario, where she was just trying to keep him alive because she viewed him, possibly still does, view him as her ticket out of this body, but also to help him on his journey, in which she views, he could do great things and become a great person. Also, there was a longing for her own son and her own family, and felt so far away that she wanted to connect with someone on that level just instinctually. But now she has a relationship with all the members of the Mighty Nine, not just Caleb. And it's not that she doesn't think of him the same way. It's just it's in flux. He's gotten to be stronger of his own will and resolve, and doesn't need constant protecting anymore. And he also has other allies and friends among the Mighty Nine, and so it's their relationship is just evolving into something else. I don't really know what it is, but also I think she shushed Jester from saying that, because it's a lot to throw at Yeza, her husband, who's just been sitting in this jail cell, and we walk in and she's like, "Hey, this is your monster wife, and this is his adopted son." Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to throw at him.
Yeah.
I think there's also an aspect too, from my standpoint at least. It's less that it's not that there's less room in your heart for Caleb than there was.
No.
It's that Nott has made more room for other people, and so comparatively, it seems like less attention on a single figure. But yeah, I don't think that's. And there were a few moments, especially with the reveal of what had gone down in Felderwin and kind of the Assembly's involvement in Yeza's, predicament, where even I was like, oh no, this is delicious, like Maury Povich material. But yeah, no, I don't think it.
Yeah, I don't
change too much in that regard.
I think she still respects him and stuff, but it is changing, and there are some unanswered questions on both sides.
Yeah.
They've both done things or they could piss each other off, and they really still haven't talked about it too much. This whole Astrid thing got brought up and sort of forgotten about, and Caleb's relationship to the Cerberus Assembly and all that stuff. Like, there's some unfinished business there that they're gonna have to deal with at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, I know my brand isn't really complimenting you very often, and I don't plan on switching it over to that. But for this brief moment, I'd like to tell you something.
Sure.
Between the campaigns, I was sitting at home like I do with a nice umbrella drink.
Sure.
And I was thinking about
Gin Ricky?
Sure. Don Rickles. And what? Oh my
fucking God.
Sorry. My wallet is in there. Somewhere.
If that baby walks in here in 5 minutes.
So much.
I can help you. I can help.
So much yeehaw.
Oh, it's right over here.
I'm holding
There's
it.
way too much
I found
yeehaw.
it. There it is. There's your wallet. It's in your pocket.
It's in your
Got
pocket.
It was in
There
your
you go.
pocket the whole time. Who would have known? Are you good?
Are y'all doing anything? Or?
We're probably right. I was just about to compliment Sam, and I've changed my mind. So I'm glad you walked in.
Yeah.
That's a good
That is
shot.
a new table.
When does talks start?
It's gonna start probably in like. Tell me the top 3 things you would never say if we were live on Talks Machina.
Well, I would probably. Hey, Steve.
Ignore the red light above that camera, and instead
Sorry.
fetch me another drink. Wow,
It's an
man.
all-star cast tonight.
You know,
I was almost gonna hear a sincere compliment.
my granddaddy used to say, CEOs aren't born, they're made. What I was going to say to you is I was sitting at home between campaigns with my umbrella drink, contemplating the kind of character I thought each of you would end up playing for the second campaign, because everyone played it pretty close to the vest and didn't really reveal a lot.
What did you think for me?
I didn't really know, but I didn't expect this whole real level of family element and all that stuff. Not that you're a huge family person in real life, but a lot of times the stuff that we choose to bring to the table isn't too close to real life because we're there to get away from that in the first place in a lot of ways.
Explore things we don't normally
get a chance to explore. And so I didn't know. I didn't think it would just be some jokey thing. I figured, you have a lot of depth. We saw that with Scanlan. And just Scanlan, but I'm kidding. But you know what I mean. But I just want to say, I think this is really cool. I like that, that situation is a lot different than anybody else's. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for that lovely compliment. And I know I don't compliment you a lot, but I think it's time for tonight's giveaway.
I think it's a valid point.
Fan art of the week. This week's fan art winner for Campaign 2, Episode 57, was sent in by Emma Wright at Emma White, W-I-G-H-T, at Emma White Twit. It's a doozy. Brace yourselves.
Oh!
good.
I haven't seen this.
So sweet.
Oh, is
They're
Caleb
all so
crying? Oh,
Oh.
wow,
forward.
that's so nice. Oh,
Good.
That's pretty cool, man.
that's nice. I like
I
it.
love that Jester's handkerchief is monogrammed. It's really cute.
Man, it's
That's
awesome.
really cute.
Thank you to everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Emma. You have won this Wormwood Cherry Tabletop Dice Tray from our friends at Wormwood Gaming.
Yeah.
New Greg, Steve. New Greg. Max. Oh, he doesn't have a Max cam. You can enter our weekly contests by emailing your GIF or fan art to submit@talksmachina.com. Now listen, make sure to watch Worm Life too, because it's a great show. Rules for our contests are available at critroll.com. I forgot to say it earlier when I was on the Wormwood stuff. Don't make fun of me. I went to hosting school. Moving on.
You got it in though. You got it in.
Man, the cherry one, you gotta smell
Do you
it, please.
smell everything
I
you
do.
give away?
It's, dude, you can smell. Someone worked hard on that thing.
I know, but like the notebook, this, do you just smell all of our merch?
I mean, do you ever buy
Nice.
something?
That's really
Yeah,
nice.
you're welcome. Yeah, exactly.
Merch that smells good.
You have to catch him at the huffing hour every day, though.
The huffing hour.
He's just in there in the back.
That's what I originally wanted to call this show. Chris Tarnowski has a question for Matt. You there on the couch.
Yes, Chris. What
When
do-
a person's soul is reincarnated through the Luxon Beacon, can their soul be reborn in the body of any species? Or is it more like Drow are always reborn as Drow, Goblin is always reincarnated as Goblin, etc.?
Any species, which is why some of the members in the council have lived many different lives, like male, female, both, neither, different races throughout the realm. There are the dens kind of get a little more scattered as far as like some of them may have begun as Drow long ago, but as the reincarnation process has begun, based on the cultures coming together in Jorhas under their banner, it's beginning to grow a little more, colorful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. I don't want to reveal or say anything else.
I got it. No, I'm glad.
Beyond that,
No,
but yeah.
no, I'm glad you said what you do. Do you guys believe in reincarnation in real life? Do you think we come back as beautiful flowers, or perhaps like a lizard? Or...
I would like to believe that. I think that's a nice philosophy.
You do? What do you think we come back as, Danny?
I like to think that we have multiple lives and things like that. I don't know if we come back as flowers, but I think
Well, you don't
that
have to belittle what I was saying.
I'm just saying. I feel like if we have souls, then hopefully they have more than just one time.
Yeah, then come back as a flower for the super bloom and some Instagram
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
model comes
Influencer.
by and smashes you with their foot so they can get the right picture. It's
Come
great.
back as a dolphin on the Fire Festival Island.
Oh man, you're talking about dolphins, and I'm too sick to do my dolphin noise.
Oh, what a shame. Instead, Sam can answer this question from Night Wild
thing I
Wings.
got.
Night Wild Wings. I think I ordered food from there last night. We got a glimpse of Yeza's surprise concerning Nott's new set of skills. Is Nott excited to show them off, or afraid it will further distance her from the wife Yeza knows?
I think she's kind of excited to show off. I think even just in that brief interaction with Yeza, she realized, oh snap! I've learned a lot of stuff in these few months. I'm kind of cool now, and she was learning all that stuff for survival. But now I think she's ready to impress the shit out of her husband with her awesome skills, and I think he will definitely be impressed by her.
Yeah.
Back when they were living as husband and wife, I think he ran the business, and he was a very sort of, patriarchal relationship.
I don't think he saw it as like a, this is my business and you're the
No,
helper. It was more
no.
that she, like you supported him and thought of him
She
that way.
loves him and wants to support him,
Right.
and knows that he's brilliant. He's a brilliant chemist.
Yeah.
Wants to support him. She's a great supporter of people for whom she feels have great talent.
Yeah.
But now I think she has grown in confidence along this journey too, and realizes like she has a lot to offer too, and maybe it's her turn in the spotlight.
I think he's very much in the same mindset He's very much like, I think when they were living together, Veth didn't really want to overshadow or, like I said, she was very much wanting to support his thing and work together on stuff. I think he's excited to see what you've been able to do and accomplish in the interim. And
yeah, they were a team. They're still a team. Me and my wife are a team. You and your wife, we're all like we're in good teams. I love it when my wife does something that is super impressive, and I would love her to take the spotlight. And and I've watched you watch Marisha take the spotlight.
I enjoy my sidecar so much.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so great.
It's great.
Heck yeah. Thursday night, 48 hours from now, the return of Ashley Johnson to Critical.
Thank God.
Counting down the hours, minutes, seconds.
What if she dies in that episode? What if Yasha dies?
Stop it.
What if Yasha just is like, hey guys, I'm...
No.
You're the worst.
Stop it.
It could happen.
Sam.
It's a non-0% chance.
Sam Regal.
Liam came in and yelled at you. Marisha came in and threw a pineapple very poorly at Henry.
Taliesin
Travis came in,
teabagged us.
teabagged the both of you, and then put his crappy shoes on our coffee table. Taliesin came in, said some stuff off camera. I can't say on
Is
camera.
Ashley in the building?
You better watch the fuck out. Dude. Because either someone's going to throw Ronan at your head and then Laura's going to be diving after you after. Matt, Les Branian wants to know, a question about Bo and Caleb's interaction there. Were you, as the DM, surprised by Bo and Caleb's asking to end the war? And what were the Bright Queen's thoughts on this? Does she think they're naive and idealistic, or does she commend their ambition?
Well, I'm not going to comment on any of the Bright Queen's thoughts.
Of course not.
Because that is not information anyone here should know.
Of course.
Those are hers and hers alone. But it did catch me off guard a little bit. One of my favorite things about being a Dungeon Master is when your players surprise you. Not just from their actions, but their growth. And seeing where you all started, seeing kind of the journey of the Mighty Nine from these people that wanted, least of all, to be involved in grander schemes that really seemed to pay no mind or take any stock in the way the world at large seems to be moving and grinding forward, to step up and begin to take real interest into the care of good people in the future ahead of them. It was amazing. And for me, it's a really thrilling and really prideful moment because it to me, as a storyteller, it excites me to think that the players are creating their story as much as I'm creating the world around it.
Yeah.
And, and people say like, Matt, you're a decent Dungeon Master. I'm like, I'm decent. But it's the magic that everyone brings to the table together that makes, a good story, and that goes for any table out there. And this is a perfect example of moments that, are a prime shining example of what the players bring and that makes the story so dynamic and so interesting and beautiful. And I can't do any of that. I'm in awe of what you guys do every week, and hope to try and keep up and, do my best to make it worth what you all do too.
You're getting there.
But I know I'm working on it. But that caught me off guard in a really wonderful way, and I'm excited. I'm always excited when I see character growth like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes.
Lots of it lately.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
But I mean, we're at that point in the campaign now
are,
where
shit's real.
The stakes are getting larger, the choices are bolder, and whether or not they're ready, things are happening around them, and it's up to them as to how they react, how to involve or how to avoid, and make their choices wisely.
Yeah. Sam, Kima Books wants to know, how does Not feel about the Mighty Nine preventing her from drinking? Is she ultimately grateful?
Ooh, that's tough, man. I think that in the moment she was okay with it, but she likes a good drink, man. Sometimes it's what the body needs to cope with the day.
Yeah.
It's been a crutch that she's been leaning on for quite some time, and she doesn't want to lose it. she's not perfect yet.
Yeah.
And or might never be. But no one likes being told you got to stop drinking, right? All I'm saying, guys, is drink more.
No, don't.
No?
Wow.
Don't at all listen to him.
Wow.
If anyone tells you to stop drinking, what the fuck do they know?
All right, next question.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
You can
Damn.
stop at any time. It's fine.
Damn.
You'll be fine. You're not an addict. Come on.
Damn.
What, is this not good? Should I not?
You should really.
I have 3 words. I have
Back up.
3 words, please. Liam for president.
I can't work with this, Sam. I can't work with
It's your
this.
job to spin this into a good candidacy. This is your
There's
job.
no spinning that into a good candidacy. We're
have
going
to
to get a
give me
letter
something to
from
work
MAD,
with.
Mothers Against whatever,
Dungeons and
drunk Democrats or whatever. Matt,
Yes.
distract us from the awful advice he just gave to children and their parents with an answer to this question from Kaizo the Stoic. What are your thoughts on how the Mighty Nine have developed as a cohesive group with a goal? How have they surprised you?
In a
Recently.
similar vein to the same question, like it's that's something that I love watching, and you know, as a dungeon master, you want to make sure you facilitate a story that gives the opportunities for them to grow together and to make choices that kind of align their goals to a point where they become a solid group and a family eventually. That's kind of the basis of a good adventuring
But
party.
how aligned do you feel everyone's goals are? Since you know they're all since you know everyone's backstories,
Right.
I understand what you're saying, but like how aligned are they, do you think?
Not terribly. So the challenge is finding ways where you can present them with common ground or give them opportunities to care enough for each other to be invested in each other's stories.
Yeah.
And look for places where naturally some stories can be parallel, or at least, you know, you can achieve goals alongside each other so they don't feel like they're constantly at odds with each other's direction. You know, it's part of the interesting narrative balance you take as a storyteller and as a GM is trying to take them on adventures, but also take them on adventures that they're invested in and willing to go along with. You know, and that has a bit of a buy-in for the players as well. But
Yeah, this campaign, you've given us choices that are much more gray choices. I feel like in the first campaign, we were all essentially on the same path, on the same team.
it was very like good and evil was very clearly defined for the most part.
But
and-
this is so interesting.
Is it more challenging for you as a player?
Much more challenging because, you know, I'm looking for those not clues, but just something I can sink my teeth into to be like, okay, I think we're on the right path. But I guess there is no right path for this campaign, and the right path is sort of whatever we decide it is as a group, or whatever is the most meaningful for us as an individual character in that moment, which is really more like real life, obviously. And I so far, possibly more rewarding in a way, because like we're not just following along the path of the game to the end of the game. Like we're making our own path through a world, and the game is that journey. It's
Right.
not to get from point A to B. It's the direction that we take it. And
It's what's between A and B that's important,
It
right?
was the friends we made along the way.
Jesus Christ. You could have just.
But no, it's interesting and certainly more frustrating and challenging. But I hope ultimately more rewarding, unless we choose wrong, and maybe we're wrong about this the whole time, and there is a right and wrong answer, and we're just getting it wrong.
Well, I mean, the whole world isn't gray. There is good and there is evil,
Okay.
and there are things in between. And really, what it comes down to is being inquisitive enough and following the right threads to uncover those shades of light and dark amongst the gray. And you guys have done a good job of that in some places, and you guys are beginning to unravel certain threads of that in the world on different faction sides and stuff. And so you're just now getting to a path, like more so previously, it was personal stories and exploration and kind of things. You're now starting to ask more the right questions and starting to piece together your own interpretations of what's happening on a macro scale. And for me, it's awesome to see it come together and be like, oh, they're onto something. Oh, they're on the wrong path. Oh, they have an interesting idea. Oh, they're getting there, you know. And for me knowing kind of what's going on, I don't know. It's fun. It's really fun for me.
It's fun for me too. Not so much for Brian, but
no,
I'm having a blast.
It's really hard to recap. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
I'm sure.
Sorry.
just focus more attention on your yee caps.
My yee caps.
Your yeehaw caps. Your
Yes.
yeehaw.
Kneecaps. Kneecaps?
Yeah, yee caps.
Kneecaps. There you go.
I think that's all the time we have for
What?
tonight.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I want to thank Sam. I want to thank you too, Matt,
Oh,
for
thanks.
joining me. Episode 58.
What?
Critical Role Campaign 2 is this Thursday. As always, don't forget to love each other. Someone got a tattoo of it, tweeted me today. That's
Really?
that's
Of
really
what?
cool.
That's amazing.
Don't forget to love each other. It's really cool. And
That's a lot of
someone
letters.
asked them if the other arm says stay turned.
In time.
Don't worry, it's almost Thursday. And creepy ain't a crime.
Creepy.
Neither is D&D.
There is D&D.
Stay tuned, my friends.
Bye.